universe had a beginning. Here's why that points to God. This is the Kalam argument. Here is an argument in 3 lines. Everything that begins to exist has a cause. The universe began to exist, so the universe has a cause. This is called the Kalam argument. It's one of the most discussed arguments for God's existence today. It's used by philosophers and debated by scientists, and it holds up better than most people expect. So in this video, I'll walk you through where it comes from, why each part of it works, and the honest limits of it. So let's start. So again, I'm Jonathan Roberts. I appreciate you following along. If you haven't, please subscribe. It helps get the word out. So last time we covered Aquinas' 5 ways. I mentioned there was one classic argument Aquinas didn't use. This is that. The Kalam. It is an Arabic word for discourse. Muslim scholars developed this argument in the medieval period. In the West, it was picked up by the theologian Saint Bonaventure. Today, it is most associated with the philosopher William Lane Craig, who brought it back into modern debate. Aquinas' arguments are about what's happening right now in the present. This argument is different. It's about the beginning of everything. So let's look at it directly. Here's the full form. Premise 1. Everything that has a beginning has a cause. Premise 2. The universe has a beginning. Conclusion. The universe has a cause, and we'll call that cause God. There's a second step you can add here. The universe is the sum of space and time. So whatever caused the universe can't exist inside space and time. It has to exist outside both. That means this cause isn't just powerful, it's beyond space and time altogether. That's the whole structure. Now, let's test out each part. It is true that everything with a beginning has a cause. Think about how we operate in ordinary life. If you heard a loud bang, you wouldn't assume it happened for no reason. You look for the cause. Science works the same way. Every field looks for what caused the thing it studies. There's a common objection here. The same one that we covered with Aquinas is, if everything needs a cause, what caused God? The answer is the same too. The premise doesn't say everything needs a cause. It says everything that begins needs a cause. God has no beginning. He is eternal. The premises was never talking about him. So premises 1 holds up. Now for the harder part. Did the universe actually have a beginning? There are 2 ways people argue for this. One is philosophical, the other scientific. So let's start with the philosophical cause. The idea is you can't cross an actual infinity by adding one thing at a time. Try counting to infinity by adding one number after another. You'll never arrive because at every point you're still at a finite number. The gap between your starting point and where you are now always stays finite, no matter how long you count. So apply that to time. If the past stretched back infinitely and time moves forward one moment at a time, we could never reach today. But we have reached today. So the past can't be infinite. It has to have a starting point. Here's something I want to say plainly. This version of the argument is genuinely disputed, even among Christian thinkers. Aquinas disagreed with it. He believed God could have made the universe with an infinite past if he'd chosen to. Bonaventure disagreed with Aquinas. The church has never settled which one was right. Critics respond this way. If the universe's past really is infinite, it never had a starting point to cross from, so the objection about crossing infinity doesn't apply. It only works if you already assume a starting point exists, which is the very thing being argued for, and that's circular reasoning. So let me be straight with you. The philosophical case is worth knowing, but it isn't decisive on its own. And that's why most people today lean into a different kind of evidence. This is a stronger case. and it comes from modern cosmology. In the 1920s, astronomers noticed something light from distant galaxies was almost always redshifted, stretched toward the red end of the spectrum. So that's a sign of something moving away from you. And the further away a galaxy was, the faster it was moving away. The conclusion was clear. The universe was expanding. Run that expansion backwards, and everything gets closer together, hotter, denser, until you reach a single starting point. A Catholic priest and physicist was the first to propose this. We now call it the Big Bang. About 13.8 billion years ago, on this view, the universe began as an extremely hot, dense state and has been expanding ever since. That's not a religious claim, that's a standard model of physics today. And I want to add caution here, because honest apologetics means being upfront about uncertainty and not just taking whatever supports our conclusion. Scientific findings are provisional. It's possible we'll one day find evidence of something before the Big Bang, some earlier state or process. If that happens, it wouldn't disprove Christianity. It would just mean the universe actually has a beginning further back than we currently think. But right now, the best available science says the universe had a beginning, and something that begins needs a cause. So let's connect the pieces. Premises 1, things that begin need a cause. That's how we reason in every other area of our life and science. And then premises 2, the universe began to exist, and this is supported by modern cosmology and by a philosophical argument that, while disputed, many serious thinkers still find persuasive. So the conclusion, the universe has a cause because the universe is the sum of all space and time. That cause has to exist outside of space and time, not bound by physics, not made of matter, not a thing within the universe, but the reason the universe exists at all. That cause with immense power beyond physical order entirely, at a minimum, that's a reasonable place to start using the word God. But same caution I give every time, because it matters more than the argument itself. This doesn't get you all the way to Christianity. It doesn't show this cause is personal or loving, or that it sent his son to die on the cross. It gets you to the point of transcendent, timeless, and immensely powerful cause of the universe. That's the starting point. It's not the full picture here. And one more honest note. This argument leans on current cosmology. And cosmology can change. If our picture of the universe's origin shifts someday, this specific argument would need to adjust with it. That's not a flaw unique to Christian apologetics. That's what it means to build an argument on real science instead of ignoring it. What doesn't change is a deeper principle underneath it. Something doesn't come from nothing. A universe with a beginning needs an explanation outside of itself. So if this helped you understand an argument that you keep running into, hit like and subscribe if you are new here. It helps this reach the next person trying to sort through these type of debates. And next time, we are going to look at a related argument called the contingency argument. It asks a different question. Not why the universe began, but why anything exists right now instead of nothing at all. So again, Jonathan Roberts here, and I appreciate you watching.